All right, man. We live and back in full effect for another episode of the APF podcast, episode 144. It is I, the most phenomenal man that has shocked the system, aka the coach.
It is your boy going forward. I hope you guys having a good start to your morning, man. It's early in the day for this podcast, but we are so ready for this. Let's get into it.
Man, so this Deshaun Watson got a bag. He got a bag, and I did not expect the Cleveland Cavaliers to sign him. Now Baker Mayfield, I will say this: they had a decent run, that made the playoffs, but they just couldn't get it done. And and even though that they found their their franchise quarterback, he knew that he knew when he was there, it wasn't going well. And all he's had when you have so many issues starting out on your first team, is like you gotta go, you gotta go. I know I can speak for both of us when we say that if we pick a star player, if we draft a star player actually, and we know that he can perform and he's just giving his issues, we not taking your BS. You got to go. You can't stay on my team. I'm giving you this bag and you're causing me problems. You got to go. So I think Deshaun is going to make much better of a difference because he hasn't played in over a year, and he's gonna prove why he was always on that conversation with Patrick Mahomes when he was while he was there.
Yes, true. Look, Deshaun Watson, obviously, as my co-host said, just signed the most lucrative contract in NFL history, a 5-year, $230 million fully guaranteed contract. I mean, they even though
So
he
he's
made this.
gonna get that 230 no matter
Yes,
what.
yes. There's nothing they can do. They obviously they put that in there. I mean, they full pressed it, they full courted to go and get him because they understood once they said Baker, we're not trading you. Baker's like, you know what, I don't want to be here. That's when I think they were like, we need to really do this for Deshaun. And for people to understand the backdays of this deal is that we had the Browns, the Saints, the Falcons, the Panthers. So they knocked out the Panthers first, and then on Thursday they knocked out the Browns. And then on Friday we all thought, hey, you know what? It's going to be between the Falcons and the Saints, and he may go to the Falcons because of, he was a ball boy for them, and that's where he grew up, kind of close to Atlantic City, and all the rappers, the Quavo, and the Migos, uh, you know, just people from the community over there were like, "We got you." And then I'm driving back home, and they say Deshaun Watson's going to the Browns. I'm like, he's going to the Browns? What happened? And then you read it, you find out that Deshaun really wanted to go to the Browns in the first place. They're his number one team. They had a good defense. I mean, uh, a prodigious level of talent at the running back position, a good offensive line, and maybe they did just get Amari Cooper, so their wide receiver room is better. But he said, "Look, I don't want to really play in the cold." Obviously, the contract they probably gave him was, I would think, similar to the rest of the teams who are in the running still. And he was like, "You know what? I'm not going to do it." Then, the Browns, Jimmy Haslam and Andrew Berry, the two top guys there, kept trying to talk to Deshaun and his agent David, and I guess they were like, "We will fully guarantee you all your money, even though you may get suspended for a year, even though you may get suspended, you may have to pay some money, and you still have these 22 civil lawsuits for sexual assault still viable." They still said they'll do it. And he said, you know what? Even though it's cold, even though I don't like playing the cold, they showed their true commitment to me. I'm gonna give it to them. So yeah, I mean, it was a smart deal for them. This essentially upgrades them. They are a Super Bowl contender when he actually plays, because I don't think he's going to play this year. He may get a year off. He may get, I think, most likely 8 to 12 games of the season he won't play at all. So that's one thing. And then as next for Baker Mayfield, Baker Mayfield has to understand is that you have not played well at all. You had one good year, maybe 11 games. Okay, your first year in the
I would
league,
say he had one good year when he made the playoffs. That's it.
huh?
The year he made the playoffs was like what, last year?
Yeah, it
That
was
was
the year. It was 2 years ago because it'll be the year after this year. So it'd be
that was it.
2020, I think 20,
Yeah, when he
2021
faced
or
the Steelers
the
in the
Pat.
first round, that
Yeah,
was it. That was it. But other than
yeah,
that, he hasn't really done much. Even though
yeah,
he's had like two star wide receivers and still couldn't do shit. So
yeah. It's his issue was always he just couldn't get out of his way. He did all these commercials. He always throws interceptions. He thinks he's more athletic than he is, so he thinks he can make plays and all this stuff. And it bit him in the butt. And then this year, he gets injured because he threw an interception, tried to tackle a guy, and tore his labrum. Quarterbacks are not supposed to tackle because quarterbacks don't have muscles. Okay, most of them are not very muscly. You think Tom Brady's gonna go out there trying to tackle guys? He literally all he does is fall to the ground, maybe put his shoulder a little bit. He's not trying to actually like tackle them. But Baker Mayfield hurts himself. Then he starts complaining throughout the year, injury, 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 and trying. He should have just shut it down for the year, man. You have saved yourself all this bad tape, saved yourself all these people, coming after you in terms of your play, but you didn't. You thought, I'm gonna fight through this, be a leader, and that's great. Endeared you to those guys, but trust me, the Cleveland Brown faithful have forgotten about you already. Because if they really look at it, you were just really not that great of a quarterback. He was overdrafted that year. He's probably the fourth. He's the third best. He's the third best quarterback there because it's Josh Allen, Lamar at the top, him, and then Sam Donald and Josh Rosen, who failed because he just doesn't work for today's NFL. He wasn't number one worthy, but he was the most known quarterback of the other guys, so they drafted him. And he kind of failed. And then he comes out here thinking that he's Deshaun Watson, being like, "Oh, but, you told Deshaun asked for a trade," which is smart. They did not tell you. They didn't keep you in the loop. You only found out through social media. And I don't think that's any way to handle a quarterback. If you see with Atlanta and Matt Ryan, they talked to Matt Ryan throughout the entire process to see so that he would be approved on the situation. That's how you handle quarterbacks. Clearly, the Browns did not do that for you because I don't think the Browns really ever respected you that much, especially Andrew Barry, who probably spearheaded this. So, in all, Deshaun Watson doesn't get to play for a year. He's lost no money. Remember, he got paid all his money last year. The Texans paid him $35 million, okay, to sit there and do nothing for a year. Remember, he could have played that year. Obviously, he chose not to. And I don't know how it works in the NFL compared to the NBA, but in the NBA, if you sell like that, they don't pay you at all. I mean, they can take all your money back. I guess in the NFL you can do that, or they had a deal. But Deshaun Watson's lost no money, man, and he just became $230 million richer. Obviously, going to be paid that out throughout the years, but that is an incredible contract. I'm very happy for him. I've always talked about how I believe this entire thing with the women was very weird when he decided to say I'm out of Houston. Now, it happens then. I'm just saying, okay, it was very weird, but I'm happy for Deshaun. Just let's get this over with. I can't wait to see him play when he does play and actually have a chance of winning the Super Bowl.
yeah, I think this is a better move for them because you'll have a guy that understands that a team took a chance on him and that he's going to do everything in his power to make sure that move was a good move. And even though they don't win, the point was that to make them believe that okay, even though we didn't get what we wanted, at least we didn't have a crybaby on our hands. Unlike Baker Mayfield, who is still a young pup in this game, but instead we got somebody who's been a veteran, who's been in the league for a while, and who understands how to play the position that we want him to play. So I think it's going to go well for him. So now we're going on to the basketball side. The And let's see. Yeah, so 24 teams like played yesterday. We got yeah, bro. That Dallas game versus the Nets. Bro, Spencer Dinwiddie had no fear in him at all.
Yeah, that was
He had no fear. He said, I'm about to just fire the shot up and just hope for the best." And look what happened. They beat the Nets, and it was kind of tough. It was kind of tough that they lost like that after they was like down by 14.
Yeah, they're down by 14 to start the fourth, and they come back to win the game. Kevin Durant did not play particularly well. He did make the big shots down the stretch that you expect him to make, but hey, they got the last shot, and Spencer Dinwiddie, well, that was a good shot. The guy wasn't really in his face; he was on his side, but wasn't really put a hand in front of you. And to be honest with you, if you're a professional like he is, a professional scorer, that's as easy of a shot as anything. As long as you're looking straight at the basket and you don't worry about the contact, you're gonna make that shot. And that's a big one for Dallas. And Dallas has really gotten a lot better since they traded Kristaps Porzingis because I think Kristaps Porzingis was a hamper on their offense as well as their defense. All he does is shoot threes, and he doesn't want to go inside. So why would you need him? You remove that equation. It means Luka has the ball more. Now you have Spencer Dinwiddie, a guy who can get inside as well as shoot outside. They become more guard dominant. And you have, Norm Powell does his normal stuff and lobs and rebounds, and you've got Maxi Kleber who can do exactly what Kristaps Porzingis can do and defends better. So I just think it's addition by subtraction, as Skip Bayless would always say. The subtraction of Porzingis has allowed the team to get a lot better, and now I think they're a legitimate, team who can get to the second round of the playoffs. And I think losing a close series to have the three top teams in the West. So yeah,
It is I mean, looking at Brooklyn's record. I mean, they were like eight. They're in the play-in. They was like top. It was like top five, like 3 months ago. Now they're like in the eighth spot.
yeah. I mean, that was more because of the injuries than anything, right? Like if they didn't have those injuries, I'm sorry, yeah, if they didn't have the injuries, then their team would still be the same. I don't think James Harden would leave. I don't think they'll be last. I mean, they probably will end up being eighth, and they'll play the Hawks. And you gotta be careful. I'm sorry, no, they don't play. They'll play the Raptors. So, gotta be careful. The Raptors are a good team, and good for them. Kyrie will be able to play that game because it'll be over. No. He won't be able to. Actually, I'm sorry. He won't be able to play.
He's only gonna play road games.
Yeah, but Toronto is a road game, but Toronto doesn't allow unvaccinated people to play either. So that's why I was saying he can't play that game. So I don't know how good they're gonna be. The good thing for them is, look, if they do lose, they do have another game. It's the Nets thing is so interesting because they actually could play these two playing games if they lose to Raptors and not have Kyrie because they would be the home team for that for the second playing spot. So if they have not removed that the vaccine mandate in terms of like employees are not unvaccinated can't play, then they won't have him. And I personally don't think they can win. If they lose to the Raptors, I think they're not making the playoffs because I don't think without Kyrie they can beat the Hawks. I do think they can beat
the Hornets.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know because their defense is okay, but offensively it becomes like what? It becomes Kevin Durant centric and maybe a Seth Curry.
And it's going to be him playing like 40 minutes and like scoring like 50 points. And
yeah, excuse me. I just don't think that would work well. But one of the more impressive things this year, as we get winding down to the end of the season, here's the Cavaliers, right? For years they were so
They
bad.
shocked me. They shocked me.
Yeah, they shocked me. They're going to make the playoffs for the first time without LeBron James in like ever
Like
in this
what,
history.
4 years?
They didn't make the playoffs. They were making the playoffs before he was there, probably about 25, 30 years. They have not made the playoffs. They've only made the
Oh,
playoffs when LeBron's been there. They have not made the playoffs even the years before with like Ricky Davis and stuff. Like they
oh
were
yeah,
not.
They haven't made that. Yeah, they haven't made. They only made it when he was there. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So they have not made it until this year, obviously, in about 25, 30 years. And it really is important to see what they've done to get this team to this level. They drafted Darius Garland, they drafted Colin Sexton, Evan Mobley's been very good. Don't forget they have CRSWHT now in the trade to bolster that team with Jared Allen. Kevin Love has really, asserted himself as a six-man guy for them. And they play defense very well. They may not score the ball well, but they play good defense. So I think they're this year's kind of version of the Knicks with better offensive talent. Maybe not the defensive team they are, but a very good defensive team who can score better. And so I'm happy for them. I'm happy for the Heat. The Heat are going to probably get the 1 seed. And remember, they did not have Bam Adebayo for most of the season, and Jimmy Butler was in and out. So that's an impressive thing as well. So those are some of the more impressive things. The Raptors, right? They were bad last year. They had a top 5 pick. They come back a year later. They're 8 games over 500, and they're gonna have a chance to make the playoffs. So that's great.
And
And
the same thing goes for the Bucks. The Bucks were at the start of the season were just not they were not up to par. They did not show. They basically look like the team that got lucky to win the championship last year, and now look at them. They're second in the conference now, where they should have always been.
yeah,
But,
yeah, that's true. That's true.
and
Remember the Celtics too. Celtics had some issues, but
oh
they
yeah,
played
yeah,
better now.
yeah, they did.
Since the All Star break, their Jason Tatum has averaged most points in the league. Their defense has been top 3, and so in all the major categories, so they've greatly improved. Biggest disappointment is the Knicks. I mean, they went from being a 4 seed to a 11 seed with not making the playoffs. Um, Tom Thibodeau may get fired. You know, Julius Randle and the New York faithful have gone out of favor with each other. As you remember, he said F them or something and then apologized, even though I don't think he really wanted to apologize because he really believes that.
I mean, well, we obviously know he said it. He said it just to save himself.
Yeah, what I mean. I mean, those people can't believe that he actually is sorry that he said that stuff. I mean, they can't
He
really.
said it to the
To the
Nick.
fans, like he said it to the fans, and like in the when they were playing the game in Madison Square Garden. So,
Damn.
yepity yep.
Them New York fans are just be going out of hand,
Yeah,
trying to bring in pigeons to scare Trey Young because he has a phobia of birds, and then
yeah,
and just antagonizing KD. They're doing
yeah.
whatever it takes just to win, just to help the team win. Them fans
It's quick. It's
are
quick
out of
how
pocket.
bad they got though. I mean, within 12 months, they went from being like the Knicks are back, blah blah blah, to we're back where we usually are, which is losing. Gonna have a top 15 pick, and gonna get nobody to help us. And we're still looking for that true young superstar level player. And I
Just
don't know if they paid Julius Randle some real money, but if they did, they're stuck with him now. So
I mean, look at the Wizards. The Wizards were like what, top 5?
yeah, they were hot.
They was hot. They was hot off the gates. They had good. They had good pickups, and then now you trade. And now look at them. They're 12th, where they should have always been. So
Yeah, that's true.
the Wizards to me got lucky. They got lucky with the games they play early. Because when I look at the standings before when the season started, we looked at it. They was like top 5, and now they were at where they should have been, and that's bottom 5 because that team to me has only Bradley Beal They had like Kyle Kuzma was going crazy a little bit, and then he had Montrezl Harrell, Kentavious Caldwell Pope, and that was about it. That team is they need a perfect balance. They have the perfect guard. They don't have the perfect. They don't have the perfect other main guard. They don't have the perfect center. If you have those three, you're going to end up like the Phoenix Suns. Like I always said, Chris Paul, the one of the best point guards in this game right now. Devin Booker, an up and coming dominant shooting guard. Then you have DeAndre Ayton, who is a decent big man who gives you 16 and 10 on a weekly basis. That to me was like the perfect starting bench starting lineup right there. Then you have Mikal Bridges and like somebody else. That's like a perfect lineup right there. Then you have their bench, who's in top tier, one of the best benches in the league. That right there, everybody should take notes. That if you want to have a good, the Nets even had that, but the injuries is what messed them over. They had Harden, they had Kyrie, they had Durant, and look what happened. Kyrie can't play home games. No, he can't play. He can't play home games. He can't play road games. And Harden left. And look, KD's there by himself defending for his life, and trying to rely on his teammates that don't really help him out all that much. So, um, I mean, and then we don't even want to talk about the Magic. And
I
then
mean, yeah, the Magic have been bad for years. All they do is get top picks and lose again.
yeah,
Like I know they made the playoffs. I think it was 28. It was the year the Raptors won. It was like 2019.
yeah, it was
Um,
2019. They faced the Bucks the first round.
yeah, Bucks the first round. So yeah, that was the year the Raptors won. And so they had that one year, but they still had like Vucevic and Gordon. So they were still there.
Yeah, they had
But
two decent big men. Though. That's what I'm saying.
yeah, yeah. But they gave that up to actually try and do a rebuild, I guess. And so they're like 3 years into the rebuild, and they just continue to be really, really bad. Have gotten no better. Jonathan Isaac continues to be injured and has not played. I don't know if he'll ever play again. Who knows? I know they got Wendell Carter Jr. from the Bulls with Mo Bamba. They got Franz Wagner, who is actually a good player. Cole Anthony, Jalen Suggs. So I mean, who are they going to get? Chet Holmgren, who I don't think is anything special because he looks like Kevin Durant, but without any of the handles, dribble,
It,
or shot.
it's what I noticed. What I notice now is all these top players that play well in like high school and they play well in college. They don't play well. They don't last in the NBA. I don't know. I can't remember. Well, actually, no, I not can't remember.
Like,
There's only a select few of people that have played well in high school, played well in college, and actually played well in the NBA.
yeah, I
I mean,
mean,
Devin Booker is like one of them off the rip. He's played decent in Kentucky, and now look at him now in the NBA. He's playing well. He's like top 20 in scoring. He's like top also 20 in like 3-point percentage. It's kind of hard in this era to find a player who who can last at least like 5 years and play well.
yeah, I
So,
mean, there's one thing we've talked about, and that is that really, if you look through every draft, there's only about two or three of the top 15 to 20 picks become anything worthwhile. Like the other guys may be just okay, or you may have the Nikola Jokic, or you may have the
yeah,
Draymond Green, who
yeah.
these guys become Hall of Fame level players. But for the most part, if he's not number one, two, or number one, two, or the top five, they're not going to be that great. Look at this year. The what you have Evan Mobley, you have Scotty Barnes, you have Kay Cunningham, who those three look good, and then who else was
Oh yeah,
drafted high?
Scotty Barnes had a good ass game. He had a good.
Oh yeah,
He had
Sky Barnes is gonna be the future of that team. Like I don't know how old he is.
what is he like?
How old
20?
is he? If he's still young enough to make sense. Let me see here. He's only 20. So yeah, he's gonna be amazing because he's already like I believe he's going to be by next year. He'll be the best player on the Raptors, and the Raptors are going to be better for it because he's amazing. I mean, he had 31 and 17 last night. He's been good all year. He shoots a high percentage. He plays defense well. He can shoot the three. You know, you got Evan Mobley, who's been great for them as well. Um, they're in the 21 draft. I'm sorry, 21 draft. What was it? Yeah, Jalen Green's been good, but he's been kind of on or off. Jalen Suggs has been okay. Josh Giddey has been really good. Jonathan Kuminga has been really good. He may be a future star. Zaire Williams, no, not really. The rest of these guys, not really. You know, Corey Kispert, I mean, barely anything. Yeah, I mean, it's really, yeah, man. Once you start getting to the bottom, there's nothing special. It's always at the top. I would say Kate Cunningham can be a superstar. If Mobley can be a star, Scotty Barnes has the potential to be a superstar because of the team he's on. Jalen Suggs, I don't know about him yet. Josh Giddey, him and Gilgeous Alexander could really be something. Kaminga could really be something too. Um, and I think that's really it because yeah, I think there's one, two, three, four. I think there's five guys right now who are stars who can be part of your team getting to a championship. I think Kate Cunningham can be a superstar. They just gotta give him help. They can't give him any help yet. Josh Giddey is the most surprising one because I know nothing about him, but
No,
he's really, really good.
yeah, he surprised me too. He's like up in the like the rankings for like rookie of the year. I'm like, who is this dude? He looks soft. He looks soft, man. What is going on here? This soft ass kid is out there playing. I was like, okay. I'm like, hey,
He's a surprise for me. I mean, I knew Scott Barnes was good. I just did not think he was going to be this good this quickly. But there's a reason why guys like him go into draft. First freshman year, they were very very good. Evan Mobley as well. I thought was going to be okay, um, but he obviously was a lot better than I thought as well. It's just surprising, how little of talent you can really find in the draft compared to like the NFL. Where the NFL you can have so much guys because they have so many rounds, and the NBA used to do this too. But truly in the NBA, you know, maybe five guys are worth drafting. The other guys you draft, that maybe they become a specialist. Maybe they can become specialists. Maybe they do this thing really well. But you know, you don't. That's why I would be trading my first round pick unless I'm in the top 5 to 10 because those other guys you can find those guys in the G League. You can find those guys. Those guys can be undrafted and you can just bring them in without having to pay that kind of salary as well as the years. So that's just me. It's hard to find new level of talent in your team to try and better your situation, but I do think this draft class has been really good when you think about it in terms of
yeah.
the top echelon talent. They've really hit off what they were supposed to do, and so I would say teams have found their players for the future. So
Let me see.
I would ask what has been going on in that creator league. Where are they at now? Are they at the end of the season getting ready for a playoffs or whatever they
Yeah,
do?
yeah. So I know because Cash beat Chris White yesterday, which was an intense game. I would say that it was like the one game where where Chris Chris played more of an outside game, but he took it inside. But it was an intense competitive game
Isn't he
nonetheless.
bigger? Isn't he significantly bigger than Cash? Couldn't he?
Yeah,
So
he's
what? He
like
couldn't
he's
back
like
down
6'5",
Cash.
he's like 6'5", bro.
So
He's
he
like
couldn't back down Cash. You know what? People don't understand this. It's harder. It's actually harder for big guys to back down little guys because of the size and the leverage. So they're some when you're backing somebody down like that, they're usually at like the bottom of your back. So you actually can't push them off. That's probably why he didn't do that. Plus, Cash is pretty strong for his size. That's one thing. I was just a little bit surprised because I would think he could probably still back him down somewhat, hook shot him or anything. But I mean, I guess that's part of allowing the guy to force you to shoot jump shots. Like you should never do that. If you're an inside guy, you need to find a way to get inside. Don't just start shooting jump shots. I mean, you could hook shot him. You could do the sky's
Oh,
look.
he was just missing them. So
Oh,
it's kind of like, well, it's kind of like he had more of a, he was more better outside than inside, but he could have still dominated on the inside. So there's one more game that they have. Let me see that game.
so what? Cash won that game.
Yeah, he got cast one.
So are they at the end of the regular season?
Yeah.
Okay.
The last game is Gio versus Cam Wilder. So basically, Cam's going to win that game because Gio just spam dribbles and shoots stupid shots all day. So that one's gonna be good. So I think it's gonna be MK, uh, Cash, Cam, and somebody. It's somebody else. I think it's probably no, not K Show. No, it can't be K Showtime because he lost already. He lost like too many. Who else won? I know it's supposed to be four. So okay, so I know it's supposed to be four. I don't know who. I don't know who's gonna. I don't know who. I don't know who's gonna be the. I don't know who's gonna be the fourth one.
For you don't know? Okay.
I know it's gonna be. I know MK. Okay. So MK he beat Friga, he beat Gio, and he beat Kenny. So he's already in there. Cash beat Gio. Uh, Cash beat Gio and Cam and Chris. He's the second one, and can be Showtime. He lost to Cash, so he's 1-1, and this last game he's gonna play. He's gonna be 2-1, so he should be in there. Okay, I think it's Freakin' actually. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So if Cam win this game, then he's gonna probably match up against Frigate. That's the fourth one, I think. That's the fourth one that's most likely gonna be in the final four. Okay, that's the fourth person I'm looking for. So
okay.
So we got MK, we got Cash, Friga, Devontae Friga, and Cam Wilder, who should be in there because he's gonna be Gio. Come on now, that's an easy leg. So out of those four people, who you think is gonna win? Without without knowing the brackets, based on your knowledge, actually, based on your knowledge.
So can you repeat the four guys again?
So it's gonna be MK, Cash, Devontae Friga, and Cam Wilder.
Well, I don't think Cash is gonna win anything. He gonna lose. I like this Cam Wilder guy. I think he'll probably win it. Was he the tallest guy remaining there?
I mean, he's one of the tallest there.
Is he was he taller than Devontae Friga?
It looks like he is.
How tall is Devontae Friga? 6'3"?
Yeah, so probably like 6'3", 6'4".
But yeah, Cam Wilder probably. Who? Because Cash doesn't have a very good all around game. He shoots one top of the key and bricks that one. Then he may go inside a little bit and throw an elbow in your face or chest or whatever. My thing is that I would think Cam Wilder probably has the best all around game offensively, more than anything. I think he probably is the one of the best pull up, which is why I probably would choose him.
Devontae Friga, you've seen him play?
Have I seen him play? No. I mean, I've seen some. I saw him some of those videos with like Nick Breeze or whatever Brits or whatever his name is, and he seems to play good. Well, he can take some guys off the dribble. That's the thing. Like Cash can't do any of that. He literally can do nothing. So he's kind of, if you pick him, you're stupid. But um, yeah, I think Cam Wilder. Then it'll be Devontae Friga. Cash will be last, and this dude will be third, or however it's gonna happen.
I mean, me personally, I'm stuck between between Friga and MK, because MK he's on that bully ball mentality.
How
And
tall is this MK guy?
he's from Toronto. If you say if you type if
How
you
tall
type
is
in
he?
he's probably like
Is
six.
he
He's probably like six something. I don't know his true height, but he's probably like
because if you're gonna how are you gonna bully ball these dudes if they're about as tall as you? You can't bully ball them unless they're weak. So if he's tall, then yeah, I can understand bully ball. You only bully ball people who you actually can do it to. I mean, me, I think most of these guys are soft anyways, and any kind of physicality they'll wither like a flower. That's why, that's why if Cash had any actual skills outside of working out in the gym and whatever, I think he could actually win because he is much more physical than for sure the other two. I don't know about this guy. Obviously, it sounds like he's a physical guy, but those other two you could probably beat because those guys don't like physicality and they don't like getting hounded. But he has no skills, so I can't pick him. This Cam Wilder guy sounds like a guy who could win, so I just picked him. I've
so
watched him a couple times.
he's played in college, so
Yeah, that's one other thing. He played in college, so why not pick the guy in college? I didn't know that. I just know that he looks like he could be a formidable opponent. I just think Cash is going to lose to either of those two, and I think the one he could actually be is Devontae Friga, because I don't think Devontae Friga is very is a. I think he's soft. And I don't think he's physical enough to deal with Cash if Cash starts putting all that muscle on him. But that's just me.
they actually did play 1v1 during another House of Highlights event,
Oh,
and
what the
he
Cash
won
gets
that
destroyed.
one. He won they played 1v1 on Castle Channel. He won that 1v1 because Friga thought it was sweet. He thought it was sweet, just the same way how Cam thought it was sweet going to Toronto trying to face K Showtime's team. Thought it was sweet and picked up two random people with the three already had. Picked up two random people and got like 3-0'd. He said that was like one of the worst experiences that he has ever had in his life of basketball,
Why I
because he
wonder why.
thought it was sweet. He took it for granted, and they just whooped him. They
Well,
just
that's called being overconfident when you think you can just take some random dudes off the street and just be like, yeah, we're gonna play these five guys who play with each other, know each other. Yeah, I'm just gonna take these guys and come here and face you guys. And then he figures out it's horrible. He loses 3-0. They probably had no chemistry. The other two guys are doing their own thing. So that's his own fault. You know, that's his own fault, man. If I'm gonna do 5-on-5, man, I'm gonna take guys I've played with to play against your guys you've played with to actually have an actual chance of winning. It is very difficult to win having any amount of per people you've never played with just come to your team so you can play somebody. It's dumb, but that's what these YouTubers do for the most part.
and he did. Cam does this where he literally thinks everything is sweet until he realizes it's not. The same thing where he went to Vegas. He had a Vegas takeover and thought it was sweet, and them boys played and showed out. So my thing is, if he thinks it's sweet in this tournament, which he doesn't, which he knows it's not, but if he thinks it's sweet in this tournament, he's on to lose. He's on to lose because you can't have that type of mentality where you think you're like the best, even though you feel like you're the best. Even if you know that you're the best, you know that you just can't say that. You just can't go out there and just act like that you're like that, because there are other people out there that are better than you, and he has this problem where he just thinks everything is sweet when it's not, bro. I mean, look at the times that y'all lost. It wasn't sweet over there. It just wasn't sweet. So that's how I think he's gonna lose. I think Cash is gonna lose because of his jumper.
Oh yeah, he can't
Yeah,
shoot nothing.
yeah, that's it.
Damn. I mean, what kind of? I mean, I can't believe this. This man's been a basketball. I mean, I can't respect him as a basketball player. He's like Ben Simmons. He can't do. At least he attempts. But I mean, to not be able to do anything to your jump shot, change it. You know that shit broke or whatever. But anyways, he's a YouTuber, an entertainer, and that's probably the most entertaining thing is him saying top of the key, bricking it, saying what like water, bricking it. That is his like his thing that he's called for, as well as he plays good defense. Because if you can't play offense well, you might as well do the other thing very well. And you know, but yeah, he's gonna lose. He can't shoot. The other guys can. They can make. They have more. They can make these. Those shots that you see in the tournament when this shot clock is down and the game's online. They can make those shots. He can't. And sometimes that's all you need. And he can't do it. So
Yeah,
I've always been disturbed that he can't shoot at all. Just
yeah.
really.
I'm like, I've been seeing it. I've watching him do basketball videos for so long, and I'm like, bruh, I see him shoot. I'm like, please stop. Please, just
Man. I'm like, dude, you might as well just go inside every time. You facing like that little Asian dude Kenny. Just back his little self up in there and hook and jump up and hook shot him until he can stop you, which he probably can and win. But nah, I gotta go top of the key, dumbass, shooting that thing. So it's
yes.
whatever.
I think. Let me see. I think Friga is going to lose. Friga will lose if
One thing I want to know is have they released the actual brackets now?
no,
Okay.
but I mean it's been so basically Chris already lost because he had to hold Cash to 3 points every game, and
Oh,
once Cash scored 4 points for the first game, second game, and third game. From the first game off the rip, it was already over with. It was already
okay.
done. So basically, I guess they did off of point differential, and I'll have to see I'll have to see we'll just have to see when the brackets come out because Chris already said that he had to hold Cast to 3 points, which is not going to happen because all it takes is two pointers or a 2 pointer and two layups to get 4 points. So he kind of already knew yeah it was over with, and he already beat Freak in that 5v5 in the lab tournament in the lab game that they streamed on in the lab. I would say go watch that one because it was entertaining and it was fun to watch. And I was shocked that they got that. Yeah, yeah. Actually, yeah, I was shocked that Freaky got too old. I thought that
Okay.
I thought that they had enough to actually go 2-1. Actually not look bad, but they got too old. Magic and Matt were utter useless on that court. They didn't really do much, and Cinco and Friga was the ones carrying them, and Nathan what's this guy named Nathan Thomas or something. He used to play like Division 1 basketball. He didn't really do anything. He didn't really do anything He didn't really do anything that game, and Friga was hyping him up. Now he I did see him play in college. He is nice, but that game I seen nothing. I literally seen absolutely zero in any kind of production. The same thing for Magic and the same thing for Matt. Even though Matt was getting bullied, it was funny when one play where Chris literally pushed him in midair. I was dying laughing when he did that. But other than that, is Now they're going to face the West Coast squad. And do you think the Balls Like West Coast squad is going to go 3-0 against the Hooligans? So,
Who the fuck is a Goon Squad?
no, the Balls Like West Coast squad.
The Balls West. Oh, Balls Life?
Yeah,
West Coast Squad
yeah.
versus who?
Versus Chris White's Hooligans.
Oh, I mean, isn't the West Coast Squad like an all-star team of West Coast
Yeah,
players?
yeah. You can
And
say that. Yeah.
why the fuck would I pick the other team? No way. I'm picking the West Coast dudes. You pick all stars over a team. Fuck a team. I get all stars on my team. Shit. They better
So
get 3-0. They better get fucking 3-0. How the fuck are you supposed to beat them dudes? Huh.
because they got Frank Nitti, who's a 3-time Drew League MVP. They got
Wow.
Caesar Guerrero, who was a baller. I'm talking about this man used to play overseas. He used to play in college. He used to dominate wherever he went. And then you got Ty Glover, who's a pretty athletic and shifty version of KD, but he can't shoot, which is the only problem. Other than that, he can do everything else. He can hop, he can dunk, he can play defense. The only thing is shooting. And then you got Bionic Brooks, who's the heart of that team, who will literally die for the loose ball. He can also sky high up there and dunk, and he can't shoot also, but his defense is what makes up for his offense. And then you got Kenny Dobbs, who's a coach, who literally I haven't seen him play in months, who just sits on the sideline. I mean, Kenny, you do sit on the sidelines and you do talk. You do
I
talk
mean,
for.
yeah, you do what coaches do, but it's still about the players. Look, man, you're giving me all these things about the West Coast squad. Yeah, they're gonna
And
fucking
also
thrill.
one more thing, Hezzy God. You already know about Hezzy God.
Oh no.
I don't gotta say nothing about him.
So yeah,
He
so
will
this
dog
is
he
supposed
will
to
dog
be.
you on the court. That's all I gotta
So
say.
yeah, I'm sorry. No, they're gonna get fucking 15 0'd or whatever. They're gonna get shit on. That other team ain't got no 3-time Drew League MVP, no this, no that. Nah, man, they're gonna get fucking killed. But it may be a close through. Who knows? I'm not for sure, but from paper, when you look at the paper, yeah, they're gonna get murdered. But they wanted to get the smoke and they're gonna get it. So
Bro,
there you go.
imagine if they actually win.
If they win, then it'll be a surprise. It'll be disappointment to an all-star team. Now, though, and also I would think that this team has played with each other a lot. Have they?
The hooligans.
No, the West Coast squad.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Look. I'm not picking the hooligan dudes to win. Uh, do they have anybody with any of the level of accomplishments of those
Uh,
guys? Of these guys?
they have JJ who plays in the G League.
Okay. So
And
that's
they
one.
have Greg Helt, who's trying to be in the Big Three,
Well,
and
the Big Three is an old person's league.
yeah, but I mean that's as big as he get. He did play overseas also. He can hoop. He can hoop
Yeah,
also.
but like it. Well, number one, he sounds like he's old.
I mean, he sounds like he looks like he's old, but he's not.
How old is he?
He's probably what, like under 30.
Hopefully, he's in under 30. Them other dudes on the other team, probably around the same age. To be honest with you, but yeah, no, the Hogan's gonna get fucking murdered. They're going to get turned around and fucked. So it is what it is. I mean,
Oh, yeah, he
three
is 6'5"
times.
though.
Okay, well, height is not everything, as we know. Chris Porzingis is very tall and he sucks. You know,
Oh yeah, he's 27.
he can
He's
be
like
tall as
27.
fuck. I mean, you can be tall as F. It don't matter if you can't do anything. Ben Simmons is 6'11". He can't shoot for shit. I mean, I saw Trae Young take his lunch. He come up there running around and shooting threes in his eye, doing everything to him. So you can be tall, man, but you need to have skill. Skill is the number one thing in any kind of sport, athletic competition. If you are not skilled, you can be 7'5" and get bullied by a dude who's 6'5" because he has more skill than you. Just bully you nonstop. Just take your fucking money. You know, it's like when you see those King of the Hills they do in the USA basketball. And man, I see like Devin Booker's on like 6'5" be bullying Kevin Durant because when you got the skill, man, gotta have skills, man. No matter what
They
it
do
is.
they do have Juice 100. You know, he's a he's also a baller. Also, he's a park baller. So
A
people
park
know him in the
baller.
parks.
Oh god.
But well, I mean, other than
This is
that,
this is organized basketball. Ain't no park basketball here. This is
uh,
organized, baby. They're gonna
oh
get
yeah.
fucking
Well,
smoked.
I mean, no, I mean, I don't know about Tommy Handles. Haven't heard of what he's done
I don't know. I'll be honest with
professionally.
you. I don't know none of these people. But when I
Yeah,
hear the other team and their accomplishments and their athletic profiles, there is no way in hell I'm picking some dudes called the hooligan squad. What are they, 15? Like nah, man, I'm not picking them. I'm picking the Balls Life All-Star team that's been playing with each other for years or at least for a while and are clearly
oh no,
better.
it's been years. It's
Okay,
been
then
some.
yeah,
It's been
hell
like
no, I'm not
it's
picking
been
the other
like
team.
I'll say like less than like
How is this
probably
a
what like five.
conversation?
I'll say like less
Yeah,
than
how is this
five.
a conversation? Them dudes been playing each other for half a decade. Damn. Mm-mm-mm. Well, I'll
So
probably give it a watch. But I hope it's a close scene. I'm not, you can still get thrilled and it'd be very competitive,
that's
right?
the same thing with the free game. The free game was Freaker versus Hooligans was competitive. It was close. They got 3-0, but it was close.
Yeah, I mean that can happen too. And you're like, hey man, there's these things we have done, and we have been the one who won 3-0. So that's how it goes in sports and in any kind of, especially in basketball, is there's always about 2 to 5 things that you could have done better if you did that throughout the game, especially in the fourth quarter that could have led you to a win, but you didn't, so you lost. It doesn't mean you suck or anything. It just means hey, you weren't able to clean up those mistakes, or even you know if they make a mistake, be able to count, use that mistake to score points, like in basketball. So that was interesting, and I'll probably watch them. But yeah, man, Drew 3-time Drew League MVP. You got dudes playing overseas, all that stuff. You got a KD who can't shoot. I mean that's never good. You know me. I don't like dudes who can't shoot on my team, but
They
he's
got
got
two
he's
of
got
them,
enough
bro. That's the
shooters
thing.
around him to be okay.
But they can drive though. Well,
That's true. I mean,
Brown don't really drive, but I know Ty he can drive though.
yeah, most guards can drive. These tall power forwards don't like driving nothing. They just like shooting jump shots or anything. If you can't shoot, you better be driving. Or I guess he's just a guy who does a bunch of cuts and back cuts and all that.
Yeah, that's what they do. Yeah.
Yeah, he probably does that because he's so sorry shooting. And again, he should learn how to shoot. I don't know what's stopping him. I mean, what the hell is stopping me from learning how to
And
shoot, man?
and also Kenny used to be an and one guy.
Oh yeah, and one was amazing.
So I mean there's another one. So I mean
Yeah,
do I need to say it
man,
anymore?
I've been wanting to try this my loaded breakfast sandwich from Jack in the Box. I never had to. Whew. Man, I need to use the restroom. Jesus. Oh, God. I'll be right
Okay,
back.
so
Or we
I
can.
mean we gonna end it right there since
Okay.
you literally abuse and destroy the hooligans.
It's not my fault, man. Them dudes are going up against an all-star team. Like, what the fuck? Like this would be if the Western Conference all-star team went against like the Memphis Grizzlies. They're gonna get fucking bullied, okay? They're gonna get bullied. It ain't gonna be pretty. But yeah,
So
good luck to the hooligans.
So,
They're gonna get
with that being
fucking
said, man,
ass.
this has been another episode of the APF Podcast, episode 144. It is I, the most phenomenal man that shocked the system, aka the coach, signing out.
And it's your boy going forward. I do want to say, look, hooligans, I'm sorry. You're going to get fucked in the ass and you can't do anything about it. But, if you guys enjoyed the podcast, please leave a like, a comment, rate, subscribe. Please hit that arrow down below for the description box. We got all the different links. Okay. This was a very good show. Talked about a lot of different things. Abused the hooligans. I did it, and I don't even know who the hell they are, but yeah, I abused the shit out of them. And let's be honest, we all know they're gonna get fucking destroyed by a fucking all-star team, dude. They're literally was it like 12 guys on the team, I guess.
It's Chris, JJ, D. Oh yeah, Debo. He doesn't really play. He's decent, but I haven't seen him play. They got Tommy Handles, Greg Helt, uh, D Bones, and Juice 100. So that's like 7 people.
They've got 7 of the best players on the West Coast, man. Okay,
No, that's the hooligans. That's the hooligans.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay,
so the West Coast squad, they got Cesar Guerrero, Kenny Dobbs, Ty Glover, Frank Nitti, Bionic Brooks, and Hezzy God. That's 6 people.
But they've got 6 of the best players on the West Coast. They've went through thousands of players, bro, and they got the 6 best. And I'm sorry, them hooligan niggas, they ain't gonna do shit. They're gonna get fucking destroyed. But it will be fun to watch. And I do apologize to all hooligan fans out there. If you're a fan of the hooligans, you thought, hey man, you're being really, really mean. I don't give a fuck. They're gonna get destroyed. But that's it for me.
So and we out of here.
Later.